education is an interesting thing because we assume that education is about transfer of ideas. But ideas in the absence of experience and the opportunity to apply those ideas often is not very effective. The Compton Mentor Fellowship Program is designed to take the very best young people available. Give them an opportunity after a baccalaureate degree and before a professional career or a graduate school career to apply their creative talents to the selection of a mentor, to the design of a program, and the creation of solutions for world problems. What we hope happens in this year, and I think has happened for many Compton Mentor scholars to this point, is that they have a chance to learn about creativity, about courage, about who they are and what they can do in the world. So the experience is intended to be an experience of real change, not like writing term papers. This is about changing the world for the better.
I knew I'd always wanted to work on water issues, and I knew I wanted to bring resources into the Appalachian region, and I knew I wanted to address problems specific to that region. And so, given the historical impact of the coal mining industry to people's water security, it just all came together. I mean, I had my heart set on the Compton, because that's where I was just totally honest about where my heart was and what I wanted and what I thought I could really make a difference in. I started off thinking that my value was academic, was in the research and the writing. And maybe that was because I knew once I really got deep into an issue that that would be it, and wanting to stay a little distant. And so the Compton didn't let me do that. And that was a big transition. Realizing that I'm not going to just be here for a year, produce something that contributes to what's going on and then leave, but I'm going to be here for a long time and be part of this ongoing struggle that I may not see the end of. There's this story. So I'm getting towards the end of my Compton, and I'd worked with these 3 women in the community to print up this community newsletter. Felt good, but felt really nervous when I'm driving up Raw Holler and dropping them off. The Preacher Brown, came out just shaking his finger at me, and I thought he was mad. I mean, I thought I had done something horrible. I mean, I don't think I slept the night before. I was so nervous about how people in the community would react to this. And he says, "You have no idea what you've done." He's like, this is amazing. It's just like, I just drove away just crying. I just got in my car and just cried. And I remember thinking, I really hope, that everybody can know what it feels like to be this fulfilled. To know you're needed in a place and to know you can do something good.
I mean, the reason I focused on home ownership, there were a couple reasons. One is, personally, we weren't homeowners when I was a kid. We were renters. I lived with a single mom on her income, and we couldn't afford home ownership, and so we were constantly in flux in terms of housing. And so I just intuitively understood that that was bad. But then, the more I spent time with the issue, academically and professionally, the more I realized that white people have access in general to a system, a financial system that makes homeownership easy and productive and affordable. And in communities of color, the system is the reverse. It's very high cost, it's very predatory, and it actually doesn't allow you to build equity. I thought this is a great opportunity to turn my thesis into something contemporary.
For much of the fellowship, I think that's what he was exploring and that we were exploring. What could he do to support groups in California?
Kevin is really well known in the Bay Area in this field. The organization that he helps run is a statewide group, and so he connected me to a bunch of advocates all over the Bay Area who are doing this kind of work, who I'm still in touch with. Kevin kind of helped me loosen up a lot and not worry about impressing people. In my first year out of college, you're not just trying to figure out what your career is. You're a human being who's suddenly responsible for setting up your life. And the great thing about the Compton Foundation is they acknowledge that you're a human being, that you're not just a fellow, that you're not just pursuing a career and that you're actually trying to like become a person. It's hard to sort of own that in the face of a culture of achievement and product. But when you're 23 years old, the real product is putting in place in your life your own sort of personal system for reflecting on things. And so the Compton Foundation is really good at that.
I came up with the idea of Leader because I've always wanted to have some sort of leadership program for young girls, particularly in the Caribbean. The reason the girls need my help is that there's a lack of orientation on technology, access to technology, reproductive health, and also arts and culture, and those are the three main areas of the program. When I arrived in the Dominican Republic, I worked with my new mentor, and she told me about the barrio. She told me to like go and meet people that she knew there, and then through them they would spread the word. And then one day I was just very tired of walking in the heat, and I said, you know what? Why don't I just go to the church? And I literally stepped inside the church, and there were 5 girls sitting on the bench talking, and I presented myself and I said, my name is Leah Goodridge, I'm American, I'm here to form a girls leadership program, and those are the 5 girls that became the members of the program, and they spread the word to their sisters and their friends, and that's how Proyecto Leader exists today. I think that the biggest thing that I've learned is patience and looking at the larger picture. I think before I started my fellowship year, and even during my fellowship year, I was very myopic. I mean, there was just one way to do things. There was one way to go. I learned a lot about how to work with people, a lot about just how to operate in a different country and how to work on their time, for example. My experience here in the Dominican Republic and working with Compton Mentor Fellowship has taught me that not everything is going to happen the way that you want it to, and it's made me a very open person in terms of just dealing with a lot of different situations and dealing with people.